No! Why is it so awkward? Hello and welcome to This is Cronan. Where the fuck have you been? I know. I was gone for like 6 months. I feel really rusty. This is super awkward. I was really ill for a while, and it took me a while to physically recover, and then it took me even longer to like mentally process what happened. Now I'm going to tell you, yay! I guess possibly some form of trigger warning for like cuts and blood and things like that. Yeah, okay. Oh, this is like reliving. Oh, I don't like this. Is that a wasp? It's a fucking element. So as you might know, I have eczema, and I have it worse than most people you meet who have like a patch on their arm or something. I have it basically everywhere. And it can get really bad. This time was real fun. I need to let go of my hands. See, I'm stressing, I'm clammy. This is not fun. Alright, so I was in London visiting a friend. And my eczema was sort of getting a little bit worse while I was down there. And then I went to get my coach home, feeling a bit crappy. Didn't want to think about the coach too much, but went to get on the coach, and the aircon was broken on the coach, so it was really, really hot, which is bad for my eczema. And I was like, I'm just going to try and sleep through this and ignore everything. We got about half an hour in, and the coach had to be stopped because the aircon wasn't working. It was too hot for all the people with ordinary skin. So that was good, I guess. Got a cool down bit. We had to get off the coach, so we cooled down outside while he fixed his aircon. We got back on, aircon was fixed. I tried to use the aircon to keep me cool, but aircon kind of just blows dust around, so now it was hot and there was dust everywhere. I guess there was a bit of a cool fan on me from the aircon, but not enough. Anyway, I tried to sleep through this to get home and not think about it, and then I could sort my eczema out when I got home. Then I wake up, this is where it stops being fun. So leave now, or just deal with what's coming. I don't know. I woke up super itchy and scratching a lot, like loads and loads, and I couldn't stop myself. I positioned myself at the back of the coach so that I was closer to the toilet in case I got super itchy or anything. I could go to the toilet and apply creams without people having to look at me or anything. So I took myself to the toilet to try and calm down and stop scratching and do stuff. Couldn't stop scratching, couldn't calm down. Rang my mum to try and get her to calm me down. My microphone's a bit faulty on my phone, so she couldn't hear me properly, and I was distressed. Like, please help me, I need to get off this coach. I need to not be so itchy and overheating, and everything's bad. There was blood, there was lots of blood. I'm bleeding a lot. I've scratched lots. I can't stop scratching. The bathroom toilet, the toilet on the coach, is progressively turning from clean white shades to just blood red, literally everywhere. Like the sink and stuff, and the walls, because I kept slipping because of the bumps in the coach and like touching a wall, and then it'd be like smears of blood on the wall. This is not fun to tell or listen to, I assume. But it explains where I've been, so we're gonna push forwards. Anyway, so my mum can't hear me and I'm distressing and can't call her. Then I open the door from the bathroom and I just kind of speak to the first person I see for help. And I'm like, can somebody help me? I'm struggling with my eczema. So they can see, they look at me, and I'm like covered in cuts everywhere and can't stop itching myself. I probably look like some deranged drug addict or something, but I explained, I've got eczema. I'm not, yeah, I've got eczema, I don't know, it's an illness. Lady in front of me offers me her phone to ring my mum because her microphone's not fucked up, which is, thank you. Rang my mum back. Oh wait, the two people in front, husband and wife. The wife was like, I'll go talk to the driver and see what he can do, and the husband was like trying to talk to me to calm me down, which I appreciate in hindsight because that's a nice thing to do. He was trying to be helpful, but in the moment I could not process what he was saying to me. He was like asking me questions like bring my focus to him and not on scratching, but it wasn't working, and it was just infuriating to have to even respond to someone. Just so much else was going on in my head. Anyway, he was trying to help, which was nice. I rang my mum back on this lady's phone. I was like, I need to get off this coach. I'm like struggling so much. Mum was like, okay, well, let's see what's going on, blah 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 blah. Doesn't know what to do. My mum stresses pretty quickly as well, so that isn't helpful. The husband and wife lady that was talking to the driver comes back and tells me that he says he can stop when we reach some place that I can't remember the name of, which is like an hour away, or half hour to an hour away. And I'm like, I cannot survive in this heat, in this itchiness, in this dustiness for that much longer. And I'm very, very distressed about it, and I'm crying, and I'm leaking, I'm bleeding a lot. And then, you know, if you get a cut, there's also like clear liquid. 1 second. Telling the story is making me itch because it's not fun. I'm gonna apply creams. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, if you have a cut, like, I think, is it called plasma or something? There's a clear liquid that comes with a cut. So I'm leaking loads of that and blood, and I'm infected because my cuts have just got infected. That's just where they're at. And the lady goes back to talk to the driver, gets the driver to stop at the nearest services, which is it Northampton was I at? I don't know where I was. I mean, I do, but I don't remember now. Anyway, we stop at the services, and I have to walk past all these people on the coach to get off the coach while I'm bleeding and overheating and stressed, and I've got my bag with me and all my shit, but I can't carry it because I can't move very much anymore because I'm struggling with my skin. God, this is a horrible story. I wonder how much of this I'm editing around, because there's a lot of me just stress itching and moving and babbling shit at you. I might leave it all in. Authenticity. Anyway, I get off the coach. The driver gets off the coach behind me, goes into the bag area of the coach. You know what coaches look like. Pulls out, he's like, this one yours? I'm like, yeah, that's my bag. Puts it down, and he's like, you gonna be alright? And I'm like, I don't think so. And then he gets back on the coach and drives away. So, that was helpful. Anyway, I am now stranded at services, frantically texting my friend that I left in London and my mum, who I was going to in Leeds, being like, somebody fucking do something, please. Then I have to walk myself. At the service station, there's a big McDonald's, and one wall is entirely glass, which I have to walk past while all those people are eating, so that can't have been fun for them to look at. But I got plenty of stairs. Again, probably look like some weird druggie or something. So I bring myself, I'm walking along, I'm trying to get there. It's really difficult to walk or move at all. I still can't stop scratching. My cuts are getting real bad. I'm bleeding a lot. I can't bend properly. Walking is really difficult. I get myself to the door of the services. As the automatic doors are opening, there's a woman on the other side waiting to come out, and I don't let her out. I walk in because obviously I'm struggling and not thinking about being a polite gentleman. I'm thinking about getting myself to a motherfucking toilet. Anyway, she's not happy that I've walked past her and not let her through, giving a bit of a look. I assume part of the look is also because I look weird and she's huffing. Ignore that bitch, doesn't matter, she's irrelevant. Anyway, we carry myself through the services to the toilets, plenty of looks along the way. From this point, walking through the service stations, the level of this being a shit story ups slightly, so again, another chance to bail. At the back corner of the toilets, there's a fire exit that's open, so I'm like, okay, I'll go to the cubicle near that because hopefully it'll bring in some air and that might cool me down. Go and lock myself in a cubicle, basically entirely strip off. I'm in the toilet, bleeding a lot, can't stop scratching, very distressed, crying, can't really text properly. My phone screen has blood on it. All of my belongings are covered in dead skin and blood. I'm stuck in a cubicle, which I'm covering in blood, and I can't move properly because my cuts are so sore. I can't bend. I'm shouting for help a lot to get me an ambulance because I can't ring for one because my microphone doesn't work on my phone. Somebody, at this point in time, somebody flushes the toilet cubicle next to me and then leaves. So that was nice. This is the point where I am no longer okay at all. I'm quite a strong-minded, determined person, and I was like, maybe just lay down and die like a dog. I'm kind of done. This is too much. Then I remember that I'm Cronan fucking Parry and I'm not dying in a cubicle. If I'm gonna die, it's gonna be pretty solid. Anyway, continue shouting for someone to ring me an ambulance or help me, or that I'm, you know, struggling, things, I need someone's help. Somebody eventually does come, says, "Are you alright in there?" I say no, and it's easier to just open the door and show them I'm covered in areas that matter, don't worry. Show them that I'm covered in cuts and bleeding, and I'm like, "I've got really bad eczema, I need you to ring me an ambulance." They ring me an ambulance and they get the first aiders. The first aiders can't really do anything. They just sort of ask me if I'm okay, and I'm like, no. But whatever, it's nice to have somebody stood there with me until the ambulance comes, so that's fine. The first aiders did take me from this cubicle across the way into a shower room so that I had a bit more space and privacy and wasn't so cramped in. And they didn't let anybody in while I was going across because I couldn't pull up my pants because of all my cuts and blood, and I couldn't get a top back on or anything. Anyway, I shimmied with my jeans around my ankles over to the shower room and I'm waiting in the shower room, and then the ambulance people come and are like, "Fuck," and I'm like, "I know, man." And he's like, "Can you move?" And I'm like hunched and my stomach's covered in cuts, so I can't stand up straight, so I'm like this. And my arms are covered in cuts, so I can't bend them either way, they're just stuck like this. And the same with my legs, I sort of bent a bit as well. I'm not stood up straight, I'm sort of, I look like some kind of, anyway, I'm stuck like this. And he, like, the dude sees that there's not a chance in hell I'm gonna be able to do anything, gets me a sheet from the ambulance and places it over me, which was nice. To get me out of there. Wasn't nice on my skin, to which it stuck because of all of the liquids on my skin. So that was not nice to take off later on. We get in the ambulance and I can't sit down because it's too painful. Because I can't bend my legs, not comfortable to sit on anything. Basically don't want anything touching me. Get to the hospital. My mum turns up like an hour or so later because obviously I'm miles. Mum turns up about an hour after I get to the hospital because I'm miles away from Leeds, so it takes her a while to get there. She doesn't drive, so she has to wait for her fiance to come and then blah blah blah. Anyway, this hospital is not built for dermatology patients, which is dermatology skin, just in case you didn't know. I'm not trying to be a dick. Anyway, so they don't have anything that I need, and they're jacking me up full of morphine and all kinds of shit. So the pain is basically gone because I can't feel anything, and also I can't articulate what I need because I'm like, anyway, they get me in a bed, which I obviously stick to. I'm uncomfortable. But if I don't move, it's not so bad. So I don't move because I'm full of painkillers and things, and antihistamines, anti-itch tablets and stuff. The hospital that I was in, they were trying to give me medicines that I knew didn't work because I've had this since I was born, and I know that certain things don't work and other things I'm allergic to, and certain things are the things that do work and I need. Would they listen to me? No. So I spent 3 days on my one bottle of cream that I brought. I took 2 bottles of cream from Leeds to London, So obviously I still had a bottle of cream on me because I was travelling still. So I used that cream for 2 or 3 days until it ran out. Because they wouldn't give me what I needed and kept being determined that I needed some of the shit that wasn't going to work, and I knew it wasn't going to work. Then one of their dermatology specialists came over and was like, how's your treatment going? And I'm like, what treatment? I've got my bottle of cream that is now empty, and they've given me this, which is not a bottle of moisturiser, it's a bottle of wash. So it's a replacement for, it's a soap substitute. So instead of washing my hands with certain soaps, I wash my hands with this. You can also wash your body with it and stuff like that. They've given me that instead of a new moisturiser. So I've been 12 hours on just that. My skin's obviously drying out and stuff. I've almost entirely fixed myself at this point on this one bottle of cream because I know it's the cream I needed. I just also needed like antihistamines and not to be in a hot, dusty environment and stuff like that, and somebody changing the sheets and all that jazz. So I needed somebody there to take care of me whilst I applied my creams and kept myself together, and then I would be fine, which is why I was trying to sleep through the coach journey to get home, because I knew if I could get home, me and my mum could sort my eczema out, but it just skyrocketed into insanity. Anyway, then we were like, can you just send me to the LGI, please, in Leeds, because I'm from Leeds, and they have a dermatology section, which is fucking great. Nope, they wouldn't do that. They just discharged me and sent me home. We asked for Diprobase because that's my moisturiser. Ta-da! The main one. I have a couple, but that's the main one. And they said, yeah, we'll get that on your prescription for you to leave the hospital with. Like, okay, cool. They're taking far too long with that. My mum goes to the nearest chemist outside of the hospital, buys some Diprobase, and comes back with it. And I'm like, thank God for you, mother. You have saved my life yet again. I used my moisturiser for that day, and I'm basically fine. Like, I'm still covered in open sores, and my skin hurts. But like compared to what I was, I'm fine, and we can go home and we can look after it there. That's fine. Then, as we are literally ready to go from the hospital, we have to go down to the discharge place. As we're on our way there, we're informed, the hospital doesn't have any Diprobase in anyway. You've had me there for 4 motherfucking days with me going, I need Diprobase, and you just didn't have any and didn't think to tell me. That's what's happened to me, and why I was gone for so long, because I had to recover physically in my skin, and then I had to mentally recover from the fact that I thought I was going to bleed to death in a cubicle. So, yeah, alright. Anyway, that's a bit of a deep, rough story, I guess. I don't know how I'm supposed to end this or what to do with this. Maybe I'll make a couple videos about eczema so that we understand each other a bit better, and so that, I don't know, maybe it'll help people that also have eczema not get into states like that because of stupid things like broken coaches. I will be back though, for sure, in much less time than the 5 months or so that have passed currently. I'm so rusty at this. What do I do at the end of these? I just said bye, right? I know what I'll do. I'll put a video right at the end that can be like chill down time, like a nice ending, rather than that horrifying story we've just explored together. We can have a nice banter video. Alright? See ya! Enjoy the better video.